deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Set up, 70, Indy. 50. Okay. X3, 218, jump. 2.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Complete to Jones. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Come on, dude. Shit. Switch. Go. Check 13. Let's go. Get set. Check. Ready.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Falcons grab it, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Opening drive fumble, and the 4 miscues that they had last week. 4 turnovers, Charles, so this is a bad trend.
And, Brandon, you and I both know that they didn't just ignore what happened last week. They focused on it, tried to get better. And when it happens here again in this game, the head coach...
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jackson. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
And all the way down to the 26. A big run there by Jones. 57 yards on the ground. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. And the Falcons say they have it. They do. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you give a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver. Passing offense nowadays.
From the 32 now, here's
check.
they run. It's Gurley. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Let him go by a little too.
That's what we saw on film, isn't it? His head goes down oftentimes when he goes to punch when he's trying to block. And when you do that, you can't see your target. He went right past him and made the play.
Now on 2nd and 13. Jackson flushed out right. And that is incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing. Just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
The Falcons send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Fielded at the 20. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has really. And they come up here now, first down. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Jones has it. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that, but if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position you have to be, you just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball. It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
And finding the tight end Hooper. And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. Back deep is Philip Dorsett. Dorsett. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return, and the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive, and on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Rashawn Gary leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Throwing is Jackson. Catch is made by Harry. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Jackson got his man. That's Harry. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A nice pickup there, 18 yards, first down Falcons. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Jackson now. And that is incomplete. Took a shot. There on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Kevin King there defensively.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Now a draw play for Gurley. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On 3rd down, Jackson nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Rashawn Gary, his 2nd sack of the night. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one's maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a 1st down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. Back to throw here. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And mark him down all the way inside the Atlanta 20. It's a big play that time for the Packers. 61 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. He'll look to throw. He'll get this one to the Golden Domer, St. Brown. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now back to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the 2nd quarter now, and we do have our first point. It's a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
Now Jackson on 1st down. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 56 yards. Moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for 1st and 10. This pass into the hands of the running back, Todd Gurley. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll make it second down. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. They'll try a handoff right with Gurley. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal. So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Now it's Gurley. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Todd Gurley. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons have taken the lead. Michael Badgley on for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Now a hit and a loose football. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Well, security eluded him. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. In the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are in the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Jackson to throw. Got a man open. That's Harry. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 25 yards there on the catch and run. This quarterback now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Here's Gurley now out of the gun. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. They go play action with Jackson. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Rashawn Gary able to record his 5th sack of the season. Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. They run out of the shotgun with Gurley. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the 1st. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that.
Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm. We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
On second down, it's Jones. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. They'll set up to throw. This complete to Jones. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. This quarterback now just 8 of 16 thus far, 50%, but it's 1st and 10. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes... having to hang out all day and play doesn't. It's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
Let's go.
To throw is Jackson. This one caught by Ridley. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And that is incomplete here. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jackson.
So this is what happens when you throw interceptions. That confident veneer that you have gets chipped away a little bit. Maybe a little bit gun-shy throwing it around.
Yeah, underthrowing him there, and you're right. Those interceptions may be in the back of his mind. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 22. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
54, right there, right there.
Play action. It's Jackson. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. And Jackson throwing once more. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. 1st down. This quarterback now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the 2nd half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Philip Dorsett, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Falcons push further out in front. Always important to get the first score of the 2nd half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 28-yard line.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Hey, defense.
2nd and 2. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot.
And it coughed it up, and the Falcons grab it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
A throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
And tough sledding. You'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Jackson, and for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Wow, between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
Well, he is so lucky that one of the defense coordinators I played for, a man named Ken Donahue, is not there right now. Because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed the quarterback in the midst of a streak like this and said, tell you what, son, why don't you throw it to the defensive guys, and let's see if our receivers can intercept it.
He's got to figure something out because the current formula, it's caught at the 10. It's a big play there for Green Bay. And even 40 yards. So now following the big play, they've got a first and goal all the way down at the 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Got a man open. It's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay. Davante Adams. His 4th touchdown on the year as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that slices the lead down to 17-10. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And 3 interceptions in this game, and I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jackson, he finds his target. Back now in Atlanta. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the 4th. On first down, it's Gurley. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press a little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
35 yards that time on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting...
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. On 1st and goal, Gurley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Again they run with Gurley. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
Give them 4 yards there, but they're still well short of the goal line with 4th down now looming. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. Badgley able to punch this one through. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So his second field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the 4th quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
Watch the twist, watch the twist. 52's and Mike, watch Mike, watch Mike.
2nd and 10. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Equanimous St. Brown. His 2nd touchdown on the season as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And they'll go jet sweep here with Dorsett. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11.
Check 3, check 3.
Yet another carry here tonight for Gurley. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? You just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Check. Check hot route. Hot, hot.
Mike 51, Mike 51. Check, check, check.
66. Pull it. Half. Plus
1. Here's Jackson. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy. Back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. I see you nodding your head up and down. That's a very heady decision at this stage of the game. Out of the pocket, nowhere to go. Just get rid of it.
That's a smart play because you're not worried about your completion percentage, and you're also not trying to force it into bad traffic as well. Throw the ball away, live to fight another down.
13 yards, first down, Packers. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and then completions to use the clock.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
No, check that. We want Mike 52 right here.
Back to throw. Jones has it. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They'll look to throw. He completes it to Jones. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone.
Come on, set. 90, Wolf.
6 man. Check curls.
Five.
Mike right here, 52's the mic. We got it. Where's 52? Watch
56.
He'll look to throw. Caught by Jones. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a third and a couple remaining. He's back to throw, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to tie things up in the final minute. And his kick is good. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. He's going to fire. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes this thing way down into Atlanta territory.
Here we go.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. He'll look to throw. And this will be caught. It's a touchdown. And absolute stunned silence here as they have come in and stolen this one in overtime. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted, but how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Packers, it's a dream start. 2 wins in 2 early road games. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Mile High to take on the Broncos. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis...